Hello and welcome into the Knicks-Verse. My name is George, and if this is your first time here or you've been here before but have not subscribed yet, please do so and hit the thumbs up button for me. I would really appreciate that, and definitely drop your comments. Obviously, I'm not, that excited about the results. The Knicks lost tonight, 116-105. And really, we were never really that much in this game. I think we cut the lead deficit down to like 7 at one point, maybe even got as close as 6. I can't even remember exactly. But it never felt like we were like making a sustainable run tonight. I gotta say, the Wizards look like the better team tonight. And it hurts to say it. You know, I love my Knicks. I believe in them. But tonight just wasn't their night. It was the first game back for Bradley Beal in 5 games that he's missed. Not that he made that big of an impact, but it was enough to at least bolster the confidence of the overall Wizards. Beal, he scored 18 points, shot 7 of 11, which is pretty sweet. He hit his one 3-point attempt, 4 rebounds and 4 assists in 29 minutes. That's pretty incredibly efficient production, for your first game back. We just didn't have it. I mean, it's a bummer. It's really a bummer. And also unfortunately, the best thing is I'm just going to show you Ian Begley's tweet because he summed it up perfectly. Bad night all around for Knicks. They lose Mitchell Robinson to a sprained thumb, which, by the way, Thibodeau had no response to. He wasn't ready for that at all. The minute Mitch went out of this game, it seemed like we had no chance to win this game. Unless somebody was going to step up and suddenly have the most amazing final 3 quarters that they've ever had in a game ever. It just wasn't going to be. It wasn't in Brunson's bag tonight. Randall, one of his worst games he's had in terms of shooting. He just didn't have it tonight. The effort was there. He just didn't have the stroke. And then no one else came in and filled the role. And there was a period there in the second quarter where, for some reason, 3 straight possessions in a row ended with Isaiah Hartenstein as the guy who was supposed to finish the offensive execution. And we came up with 0 points. 3 straight times. When you have that happening continually, it's just demoralizing for the team because they put so much effort into it and he just can't finish. And I'm sure it's demoralizing for him as well. I don't know what's got to happen, but something's got to happen. He has to figure it out. And, the other option was to bring in Sims, which Thibs did do. He brought in Sims, but then Sims ended up fouling out later on in the game. And when you have a guy who's been sitting on the bench forever, growing moss all over him, how do you expect him to just shake that off and just, boom, instantly become a contributor to winning execution on the court? It's just hard to believe all of that can actually happen. All right, let me finish with this. So, Mitch to a sprained thumb. I hope it's mild. I mean, I've had that myself before. You can recover pretty quick. Just tape it up. You can cover. It's not like we need him to handle the ball that much. So hopefully he can recover in time to return and not miss any games. Let's hope that. And lose wire to wire. We lost wire to Washington to fall to 11-13 at home. Knicks give up 12 offensive rebounds in the fourth quarter, muting any comeback attempt. Beautifully said, Ian. New York Knicks also missed 19 of 26 threes and 9 of 27 free throws tonight. And once again, the free throws. Look, some nights you're not going to have it from long range. You're not going to be a great 3-point shooting team every night. You're just not going to have it. But the free throw line, come on. Come on, guys. You hit those, this game could have been very different. Very, very different. But it was not. Randall, 34 minutes. 34 minutes. If you have not watched the video that I dropped previous to this one, it was an analytical video about Thibs' rotations and the minutes management. You should definitely check that out because it speaks to all of this. Today was basically an entire fourth quarter for the Knicks because Thibs is wearing everybody out. Yes, has it gotten us extra wins? Yes, it has. But this is a long season. It's a long... I mean, this... You can't look at it as every game is a playoff game. If you do that, you're going to burn your players out. You're going to run out of gas. You're going to have nothing left at the end. Today was a day when the minutes came home to roost. The overuse. And Thibs can bitch and whine and call the media the minutes police and all that truck and trash. But I already showed it to you. I've told you right now. Here it is. Here it is. You want to talk to me, Thibs, about this shit? Look, there it is. Those are the actual facts. Minutes by minutes, quarter by quarter. The starters have nothing left by the end because you're burning them out. You're playing your starters more than anybody else in the entire NBA for the first half. And you're playing them the second most, 417 minutes in the third quarter. So that's why your players have nothing. So eventually, you're going to end up with a game where they have nothing for the entire game. Guys like Randall. Now, Brunson came around. He started off terribly. There were like 3 straight possessions or 4 straight possessions in the first quarter. Nothing. He forced the issue, couldn't come up with anything, and then that's when Wizards built up their little lead, and they not little lead, but they extended it. But Brunson finally was able to get it together, mostly in that third quarter, and he finished 32 points, 11 of 24, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, but only 4 assists. Only 4 assists. In losses, the Knicks are, let me tell you this here. In losses, this is going to be a shocking stat for you guys. In losses, the Knicks averaged 22.6 assists per game, which actually is 21st in the entire NBA. Not worst. 21st. That's in losses. But in wins, we are the worst. We're the worst of all. When every team's victory, when you look at every team's victory, and you average their assists, Knicks are last, 30th with 22.4. So we only, in our wins, we have 0.2 less assists per game. That's a very bizarre stat, especially when you consider that often the teams that are late in playoffs are the ones that share the ball the most. I know people want to say, oh, it's ISO ball in the playoffs. Well, I don't know. Tell me. Talk to me about the Golden State Warriors. Talk to me about the Toronto Raptors. Talk to me about the Milwaukee Bucks. They're all the recent champions. You know, they share the ball. We don't. But that's another issue. RJ, he tried, but put up 21 field goals for 21 points. Again, still very frustrating. I'm very frustrated with RJ's game. He played the most minutes, or the second most minutes, with Brunson, 38. The minutes distribution is a problem on this team, and it will continue to be so because Thibs is not willing to let guys try to find themselves while they're out on the court. A guy like Obi Toppin. Now, tonight he did end up playing 14 minutes, and I think a lot of that is because, Mitch did foul out. But how many field goal attempts did he get? Uno. Obi Toppin got 1 field goal attempt. I mean, it's like I'm not making this stuff up. 1 field goal attempt. I'm just stunned by this stuff. We got here's the plus minus. The plus minus is really neither here nor there because obviously we lost this game. The entire starting unit averaged about a minus 12 or 13. The bench played better all around than the actual starters tonight. Toppin was an even 0. Hartenstein, who I already pointed out, was a problem, and he's continually becoming a problem on this team. He's a minus 7. But Sims a plus 4, Deuce a plus 1, and Emmanuel Quickly, 18 points, +9 overall. He shot 6 of 13 from the field, 2 of 6 from the three-point line, 5 rebounds, but 0 assists tonight. 0 assists. We shot 41.7% from the field. We did not even break 27% from the three-point line. It's impossible to win in the NBA if you shoot like that, especially if you're not getting those second chance buckets like we usually do when Mitch is out on the court. Tonight wasn't that kind of night. I don't want to overthink this game too much. It was an odd one. It felt like the Wizards, especially with their first game. This was first game back in 5 games with Bradley Beal coming back. It felt like they wanted to come out and really play their best game that they possibly could to try to win this game. They definitely wanted to leave it all on the court, and they showed it in that first half. And they really never looked back. They took the lead, never looked back from that point on. As you can see, look at Kuzma, 27 points, but he needed 24 shot attempts to do that. 4 of 12 overall from the three-point line. It's not that efficient. That's terrible. It's not terrible, but it's not that efficient. But he still get 13 rebounds. Porzingis, sadly for us Knicks fans, he was the man tonight. 22 points on 17 shot attempts, 11 rebounds. He had 5 dimes. Kristaps Porzingis had more dimes than our starting point guard tonight. Our starting point guard had 4. Porzingis had 5. It's tough to wrap your head around the Knicks being able to put, but there was at one point the Knicks had chopped this down to, I think we got it within 7 points in that fourth quarter, but just weren't able to get over the hump. It was one of those nights. Danny Avdia, he played 29 minutes, 6 of 11, 2 of 3 from the three-point line, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 14 points. Very productive game for him. And DeLon Wright also had a really nice game for himself. Even though he only shot 3 of 8, but 1 of 3 from the three-point line, he did wreak havoc on these Knicks with 4 assists and 5 rebounds, 11 points. The Wizards had 6 players in double digits, and the Knicks had 5. We had 5. But our starting center ended up with 0 points, and he fouled out after 9 minutes. Or not fouled out. Sorry. He injured his right thumb, which is distressing because it's not, I don't feel like I feel like the way that Thibs has constructed our entire defense is anchored by Mitch Robinson, and if he's not on the court, I'm not convinced that Thibs is going to have much of a competent response to this. So let's hope that this injury isn't that major. Let's just hope that. Before we get to that, the Wizards shot 44.2% overall, 38% from the three-point line. It's hit 16 of 42. They put up 42 three-point attempts. We only put up 26. 26. I get that we weren't hitting them, but in today's NBA, you must keep shooting the 3. You can't trade buckets. If they're hitting 3s and we're hitting 2s, you're going to lose. It's just facts. It's just math. Just math. There it is. Let's look at let's look at this. This is a bright spot. Jalen Brunson, 25 plus points in consecutive games. Tonight, he reached 8 straight, which is 1 better than Walt Clyde Frazier and Richie Guerin from 1961, which is even way before I was even born. And Richie Guerin, of course, did it again in 62, 9 straight. And Dick Barnett did it in 65, 12 straight. Let's see. Maybe Jalen can keep it going. It just tonight, the Knicks did not look like they were prepared to play a Wizards team that really wanted to come in and take this win. We weren't able to respond tonight, and that was pretty much it. It's sad. I mean, I'm bummed. I'm bummed because now we're 25 and 21. We're back to only 4 games over 500, which is still good. 4 games over 500 is still good, which I believe is still good enough for. I think we are still 6. No, we dropped to 7th. We're tied with the Miami Heat. But I guess in tiebreakers, we're just below. So we're in the 7th seed. We're tied with Miami Heat, but we're in the 7th seed. Yeah, we're 8.5 games back from first. Yeah. Hopefully we can get it together because the New York Knicks play the Atlanta Hawks on January 20th. On Friday. Friday in Atlanta in the ATL. That would, if we went down there and got a win, got a dub down in Atlanta on January 20th, it would totally make up for tonight. I think we can do it. Well, I was hoping at halftime that we were going to be able to. I thought, you know what, we can still win this game. But I had overlooked the fact that Mitch was gone and how much of a devastating impact that would have on this team. Well, most likely, we're not going to have Mitch in time for that Atlanta game. So we need Thibs and the other coaches and the team itself to gather themselves and come up with a game plan that we can execute without the big block nest monster in the middle. We can do it. We got the players to do it. Tonight was it was an off night for Randall and not a great night for RJ. And even though Brunson did end up with 32 points, wasn't the most, 11 of 24, it wasn't the most efficient 32 points. So let's hope that the team can get back to what's been working. They need to move that ball. Only 14 assists tonight is just a tragedy. This is the second fewest assists in the entire season that they've had this year. Tonight was the second fewest assists. The worst was against the Indiana Pacers, where we got 13 assists. The second worst was against these Washington Wizards on January 13th, which was 15 assists. So there's something about the way the Wizards play. Maybe it's their length that keeps us from sharing the ball properly, moving that ball around and cutting and finding the open guy. Let's hope that we have a response to that for Friday against the Atlanta Hawks, because I do not want to get into these losing streaks and winning streaks. I want to win. I want that 5th seed for these Knicks. Let's go. All right, thank you so much for watching this. Again, my name is George. I am into the Knicks-Verse. Please subscribe, follow me on Twitter. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel yet, now is the time. This is where you get the best recaps. The best, fullest, most in-depth recaps available. Thank you guys for watching this. Appreciate everything. Drop your comments. And I will see you around the Knicks-Verse.